So it's late on Saturday night. The Lakers just hammered Golden State in Game 3 of their second round series, 127-97. They take a 2-1 lead in the Western Conference semifinals. They're now just 2 wins away from the Western Conference finals, and it's still crazy to me where the Lakers are considering where they started this season.
And I'm not surprised. I've been defending this team now for months, honestly for years since the bubble. LeBron and AD, that duo, you put some supporting cast around them, and they can beat anyone.
Before we start talking about the Lakers, though, if you haven't already, make sure you drop this video a like, give us a subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on one of our videos. All right, hold up. Let's wind it back to the start of the season. You're gonna tell me with a straight face, you still had full confidence in this team when they started this season 2-10?
No, I didn't, but all you had to do was get that supporting cast. That was my thing. Like, LeBron and AD, it's good enough to compete. I mean, we already know that. I know they're not the same as they were in the bubble, but they're still pretty damn good. All you needed was the supporting cast around them.
I mean, that's a big ask. If it's so easy, why didn't they just do it in the offseason?
Because they made that Russ trade, which was just so dumb. I know it's not Russ's fault. I don't want to blame it all on Russ, but he did not fit with LeBron and AD at all. And I don't know why they ever thought that would work.
Not only did they think it would work, they doubled down on it. During the offseason, they're like, no, you know what? We're going to keep him around. We're going to see if it can work. Also, something worth pointing out, they traded THT, the guy who was previously thought of as untradeable, and Stanley Johnson, one of their better perimeter defenders, for Patrick Beverley?
Yeah, for some reason, I thought that was a good move at the time. I was like, the Lakers get better on defense.
He's a tough guy.
He's a dog. And yeah, that did not work whatsoever.
They really had a horrible offseason if you think about it.
Yeah, which is shocking because they had a horrible offseason the year prior too. So you're like, can't get worse than this.
They got back Schroeder. Like, that was decent. But God, the early part of the season, their supporting cast was so bad that they were just cycling through Troy Brown Jr., Lonnie Walker, Kendrick Nunn, the aforementioned Pat Beverly. All those guys started a ton of games, and of those 4 guys, 2 aren't even on the roster anymore, and 2 are pretty much out of the rotation.
I mean, Kendrick Nunn, the fact that he was in the rotation, Troy Brown Jr., like, these are not NBA players on like a playoff team. These are just guys like to round out a tanking team, to be honest.
Like the Blazers.
Yeah, basically.
Finally, though, at midseason, they're like, all right, this ain't working. Let's try something else. They traded for Rui Hachimura on January 23rd. They gave up Kendrick Nunn, and they gave up 3 second rounders. Like, all right, fine. They were still 22-25 the day before the trade, but the big moves came on February 9th. Picked up D'Lo, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. Gave away Damian Jones. Remember that they signed Juan Toscano Anderson in the offseason?
Barely remember that.
Like, coming off his title with Golden State, I feel like people were like, oh, he could be like a decent role player. No. They also gave up Russ, and they gave up one of their first round picks, 2027. It is protected. They were 25-30 at the time of the trade, and I gotta eat a little bit of crow because I said after these trades that they wouldn't even make the play-in.
You serious?
And I said the entire time this team's making the play-in, wait till they get healthy. Even when LeBron went out, I was like, I trust AD, I trust D'Lo a little bit. He's shaky. He's growing on me. Still don't love him, but he's growing on me.
You hate him, be honest.
When he plays bad, but I had faith. They snuck into the play-in, beat the Timberwolves, and they turned things around. And what was big? The defensive end for this team. They completely turned around.
Yeah, I felt so bad early in the season for Darvin Ham. Like, boy, talk about a rough situation to inherit for your first ever head coaching job. And you got to deal with LeBron, AD, Russ, the NBA media, the LA fan base, and their insane expectations. God, he was just getting destroyed early in the season. And I got to give this man credit. He has these guys playing defense. Their defensive rating since they made those trades improved from 20th in the league to 3rd. Like, these guys are locking people down.
I mean, he was on that Bucks staff. Like, you saw what happened to them after he left. Credit to the front office for not doing something stupid and just firing him after the bad start. But yeah, huge credit to him. Huge credit to AD. He's looking like, honestly, right now, he's looking like the best defensive player on the planet. I don't know who you could say is better at defense than him right now. Jared Vanderbilt can play defense. LeBron, of course, can play defense. You got a lot of good defenders on this roster.
Yeah, I'll eat crow on it. I was completely wrong about this team. I think I was thinking a little more with my heart than my head because I still hate the Lakers. We have Mr. Laker lover over here, even though he's a Blazer fan, which is like a vegetarian liking a Baconator.
Wherever LeBron goes, I go. So he went to LA, I went there too.
How do you sleep at night? Speaking of LeBron, though, one thing that's really surprised me about this team is that after the trades, like LeBron's influence on the team has really waned, and yet, according to the stats, he's playing better and the team is also playing better. Like before they made those trades on February 9th, LeBron was averaging over 30 a game. Now you can make the argument like, oh, he's chasing Kareem, right? Like he's trying to score a lot, he's shooting a lot. Since those trades, he's averaging 24 points per game, but he's also averaging 1 less rebound, 1 less assist. His usage rate is down, but his net rating went up from 2.7 before those trades to 13.1.
I mean, no team is going to win a championship at this point with LeBron scoring 30 a game. Like the fact that he was doing it these past 2 years is kind of insane, but for LeBron to win at his age at this point, you needed a balanced team, and that's probably what they got. AD can play big, LeBron can give you like 25, D'Lo can give you around 20, so they have that balanced attack on offense now.
I think it also speaks to like a bigger overall trend with the NBA now is like big threes are on their way out. It's now about big twos and a good supporting cast because LeBron doesn't dominate the ball like he used to back in his prime because he doesn't need to. Like he's got D'Lo who can take some weight off his shoulders. He's got AD, he's got Schroeder, he's got Reeves, like he's got other guys that can facilitate the offense. Like it's not him or bust.
I mean, there's so much talent in the NBA these days. So many teams have random dudes that can go for 20 on any given night. So you need those guys in the playoffs. Like look at the Suns. They have Booker and KD. If they don't score like 90, then they're basically screwed. So you need depth to actually win the playoffs in the modern NBA.
Yeah, and speaking of the playoffs, I mean, that Grizzlies series, oh boy, won game 6 by 40 points, which considering Dylan Brooks said he doesn't respect anyone until they drop 40 on him, is just hysterical. It's not the 40 he probably expected he would get, but he did get 40.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised this series went this way. Like, I thought Lakers in 7 would be super close. LeBron and AD would like eke it out in a game 7 on the road, but they kind of dominated the Grizzlies. Like, I expected the Grizzlies to play much better in this series, but credit to the Lakers. They just completely took that talk and threw it back at them.
This Warriors series, though, I mean, look, they stole game 1 in Golden State, and say what you want about Chase Center not being as good as Oracle. It's still a pretty tough place to play, and they were up by 14 with 6 minutes left, and the Warriors go on one of their classic late game runs to tie the game. A lot of teams in that position would have melted, but the Lakers scored the last 5 points of the game and eked out a win. That's impressive.
How many times that happened to LeBron? Like, he's seen this Warriors team do their runs and everything. He knows how it is. He's played against Steph so many times. So credit to them, because when that happened, I was like, are they gonna blow this? Are the Warriors gonna win this game 1 and then win this series? But credit to the Lakers. They secured it. LeBron's experience, they closed it out.
Then they got beaten like a Cherokee drum in game 2.
Yeah, that kind of worried me. I was like, damn, was game 1 a fluke and the Warriors are back? Like, Klay was hitting everything that game.
I mean, maybe it was a fluke, maybe it wasn't. It's kind of hard to gauge because game 3 was Lakers, basically from the end of the first quarter. The Warriors were up by 7 at the end of the first. After that, they were outscored 104-67 the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, the Warriors started somewhat decent. They were up 11 at one point, and really D'Lo was just carrying the Lakers. LeBron didn't take a shot in the entire first quarter. I think that's the first time he's ever done that in the playoffs. That was super weird, but after then, the Lakers just poured it on. It was everybody for the Lakers.
And AD on the defensive end, 4 more blocks. How many is that for the playoffs now? Like 30 plus?
I think it's almost 40 at this point. Like, he might be setting records for the playoffs with his defense. He has been absolutely elite on defense in this playoffs. I can't remember a better just defensive run for a player in the modern NBA. I can't think of anybody that comes close.
Yeah, and regardless how game 4 and the rest of this series goes, I mean, I'm sure this team, obviously their goal is to win the championship, but I kind of feel like regardless of how their season goes the rest of the year, I feel like it's been a success considering where they started and how they started. I mean, it looked like they were going to miss the playoffs badly for a second straight year.
Shout out Rob Pelinka. This man saved a sinking ship. Sure, he kind of caused the ship to sink.
I was going to say he hit the iceberg and then patched the hole himself.
Exactly. We've never seen it before, but he did it.
Is this a next year team?
It's a both. Back to back, LeBron's gonna get 6, he'll tie Jordan, and then what will the Jordan fans say at that point? If he's got 6 of them, the all-time score, all-time playoff score, it'll be over.
Back to back.
I mean, after that game 3, I'm hyped. I am hyped. Lakers in 5.
Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Jake Paul, Logan Paul. Lakers in 5, not Chris.
That's the video, guys. How far do you think the Lakers are going this postseason? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments down below. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, as it really does help us out a ton. And while you're here, why not check out some of our other videos as well? And don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.